Hello, Hull class. I hope everybody's feeling well. This week we are still thinking about Farmer Duck for our English lessons. If you missed the story of Farmer Duck last week, please go to the Storytime playlist on our school website, on our YouTube channel, and you can hear it there. It's also on the Hull playlist. You need to listen to the story so that you can do the work this week. Okay, we've got some pictures here, and these pictures are in the right order for what happened in the story. Not all the pictures are there, but I think I can remember this picture at the beginning of the story. The farmer was in bed, wasn't he, being very lazy, making that poor little duck do all the work. Then I can remember the animals getting together and having that secret meeting, coming up with a plan to get rid of the nasty farmer. And they crept upstairs, and then they went under his bed, and the cow pushed the bed over, and the farmer bounced out. Can you remember? And they chased the farmer off. And the next day they told the duck about it, and he was so happy. I love that little picture of him there. He's jumping for joy. And then they all got together in a great team and got all the farm work done. Okay. I think that Martin Waddell wrote a brilliant story, and that made me think, how do you make a good story? So he would have thought of his characters, who he wanted to be in the story. And he would have thought about a good setting, so where the story was happening. And then he had to think carefully about the events in the story. That means the things that happened. A story is a little bit like climbing a mountain. You can see I've drawn a mountain here. And the beginning of the story, you might get to know the characters and where the story takes place. The middle of the story is sometimes very exciting, sometimes a bit scary, or sometimes really funny if it's a funny story. And then the end of the story is like climbing down from the mountaintop, and that tells you what's happened to the characters and maybe how they're feeling. Today, we're just going to think about the very first two pictures. So this is the beginning of the story. So I don't want you to think about the other pictures, but just those two today, and we're going to do some lovely writing and sentences about them. I've put them on the story map so you can see the farmer here at the beginning of the story in bed, and then the duck doing all the work. So we're writing the beginning of the story. This is a bit like one of the story maps that we've done in class. It's a bit like it's a different kind of plan for a story. It's a story mountain. Here's some words that might help you. So in black, we've got different ways to start sentences. Once upon a time. You might start the story like that, or the poor duck for a different sentence. You might start your sentences with he, first, then, next, so. And then the blue words are helpful. Let's read them. We've got farmer, duck, work, apples, ironing, cleaning, cooking. You might think of even more jobs that the duck did. And then we've got some adjectives that describe some of the characters. Tired, weepy, upset, fat, lazy, kind, helpful. If you need to come back to this page to help with spellings or ideas for words to put in your sentences, come back to it. Okay, here's how I started the beginning of the story. See what you think. I said, there once was a mean and nasty farmer. Oh, I remembered my full stop. and I remembered my capital letter at the beginning. I need another capital letter now because I've just put a full stop. He stayed in bed all day and made a poor little duck do all his jobs. Did you notice my ed here? So my root word was stay, and I added my suffix, my ending, stayed. And I also used the word and to join two ideas together in one sentence. Let's see what I can say next. Oh, I know. How goes the work? Do you remember when the farmer kept asking that question again and again and again? How goes the work? And we'll say, I'm going to write it again. How goes the work? And a question mark, because he keeps asking that question, doesn't he? How goes the work? How goes the work? Then I'm going to say that was all the poor duck heard. Try and see if we can fit this on a little bit here. That was all the poor duck heard. Oh, what a shame. When you've finished writing about the first picture, always read back your sentences to make sure you haven't missed anything or made a mistake. I'm going to read it once more. There once was a mean and nasty farmer. He stayed in bed all day and made a poor little duck do all his jobs. How goes the work? How goes the work? That was all the poor duck heard. Okay, yes, I'm happy with that. Now my next picture. So this is writing sentences about all the jobs the little duck was doing. Maybe you can think of other jobs too, because this isn't everything he did. Let's see. Okay. Let me see, the duck. The duck did all the cooking and all the cooking. Try that bit again. All the cooking and cleaning at the farm. Oh, and I know I'm going to say first, so I'll say first he did the washing up. Then he, let's see what he's doing here. Then he did some digging. Then he did some digging. After that, he fetched in the eggs and got the cow. Do you remember when he brought in the cow? After that, right, let's read through. The duck did all the cooking and cleaning at the farm. First, he did the washing up. Then he did some digging. After that, he fetched in the eggs and got the cow. He was so tired and fed up. I'm going to put an exclamation mark there. Can you remember an exclamation mark is when you exclaim something, a little bit like a shouting way of saying something. He was so tired and fed up. Okay, I think I'm quite happy with that. So I think I'm going to leave my sentences there. You're now going to go back and see if you can write sentences for those first 2 pictures on our story mountain. So today you're writing the beginning of the story. Don't forget, you can use some helpful words. If you want to copy 1 or 2 of my ideas, then you can, but try to think of some of your own too. That would be great. Okay, everyone. That's all for now. Bye.